Behind me, as you can see, is the Zeekr 007. This is a four-door sedan, as you guys requested in the comment section. Today we're going to be doing a review as well as a range test and acceleration test on this 2024 Zeekr 007. My name is Marco and you're watching EV Exposed. Before we start the video, I just want to mention something that I want to do in the future, starting from this video. So basically, I will do the whole test and the whole review on the car, but I'm gonna split the video into two sections. So the first, we're gonna be just review on the car, acceleration, as well as maybe charging speed. And the second part of the video, which is gonna be separate video, will be dedicated only for range test. This way you guys can choose to watch whichever one you're interested in, and this way the video will not be that long. So let's get started. Let's start from the outside and give you some dimensions of the car. So basically, this is a 4.86 long car. In terms of width, this is a 1.9 meter long. So this is wide. So this is not as wide as the Zeekr 001, and it's sitting actually lower than 001. This is sitting at 1.45 high. The design of this car, let's start from the front of the car here. So the approach that Zeekr took on their new models compared to the Zeekr 001, where you have sharp edges for the Zeekr 001 as well as the Zeekr X. So on this new model, as well as the X7, which is the SUV, they went for this slick, very smooth finish, as you can see here in the front. And this is actually, it looks really beautiful, and this is very aerodynamic. So I think they try to improve the efficiency of the car by changing, for going for a smoother design. So the front of the car, as you can see, it's almost all fully sealed except from the lower part, where you have this intake vents there, supply cooling for the car, for your aircon, as well as your battery cooling management system. So we have the LiDAR sitting on the top of the car. This is like standard on all the new cars for Zeekr. Going to the side of the car here. This is actually the base model, which is a rear-wheel drive. Before we come to that, to the stats, so this car is running on Michelin tires. These are 19-inch, 245, 45, 19-inch Michelin E privacy tires. So in terms of power, this car comes with this is the base model. So this car comes into two trims. The base model, which has a single motor mounted into the rear of the car, and that produces 310 kilowatt of power, so about 416 horsepower. This is a rear-wheel drive, and the top version has a four-wheel drive, which is so you have two dual motors, and it produces 475 kilowatts of power, so that's around 637 horsepower. In terms of battery pack, this particular base model comes with a 75 kilowatt hour battery, and this is the LFP model, so lithium iron phosphate. And the top range one, the four-wheel drive one, comes with a 100 kilowatt hour battery, which is the NMC, same battery as the one on the Zeekr 001. In terms of range, this particular car with a 75 kilowatt hour battery pack is supposed to range around 688 kilometers of range CLTC, but we will test that later in the video. And the top range one has an 800 above 800 kilometers of range CLTC. Also, I want to show you something interesting on this car, which is the roof of the car. So basically this has a full panoramic roof, which I will show you in a minute when we are inside. But basically you see here this the panoramic roof is split into two sections. So the first section is from here going down here, so it's almost at the B pillar here, and then the rest is one piece of glass that extends from here all the way to the back of the car here, as you can see. So this is one piece of glass. The other thing that is interesting is the door handles actually don't pop out when you unlock the car. So let's unlock the car. So basically they go inside instead of popping outside as in the other models of from Zeekr. And also this is touch sensitive, so as soon as you put your hand inside, it will unlock the door. Again, the doors are frameless for both, you know, front and rear. Moving to the inside of the car, as you can see here, this has a very beautiful combination of colors between the blue and the white. So, you know, in terms of quality, all the places where you touch, this is soft material. So we have leather everywhere, like on the doors, seats, even on the steering wheel. And even, as you say, the steering will even have this, you know, blue-white combination. In terms of screens, we have the infotainment system here. As you can see here, this is the same standard as in the 001. We have our heads-up display here. This is a speaker on the top here, which is a special touch on this car. Going down here, we have the central screen, which is 15.05 inch, same size as the one in the Zeekr. The layout of the software is slightly different than 001. So for example here, you have three different modes. So you have comfort, standard, and sport mode. But instead of you know, changing the features like the steering wheel, you know, response and the throttle response, changed on every thing. You can customize them even when putting the car, let's say, on sport mode. You can still customize the car, for example, to be in you know, in the soft mode. So you don't have a specific like let's say you know, custom mode like in the Zeekr 001, but you can alter you know, the options of each of the existing profiles. So yeah, the layout of the software is basically the same. And yeah, going down from the screen down here, we have two wireless chargers. So actually this is way better than the Zeekr. So you know, it's just the design of the car. So this section actually is low. This is how they get to put, you know, two chargers here. This is rated at 50 watts wireless charging. Moving here to the middle section here, we have, as you can see here, two cup holders, and we have this storage here in the middle, which is quite deep. Inside the storage we have two USB-C 27 watt and 60 watt charger. And the interesting thing here is the steering wheel actually is totally different than the Zeekr 001. As you can see here, this is small. This is actually very similar to the Zeekr X. We have these extra buttons here. So we have you know, this is for auto parking, and you know, locking and unlocking the door, your 360 camera, open your boot,
and the charging port. So this is interesting. So, and the other thing is the gear lever is located actually here. And as you can see here, it does. You don't have access to, let's say, adaptive cruise control from here, or autonomous driving on a highway. So to activate that, you have to do it through the gear lever, which is here. So you have to push twice the lever down in order to access. So it shows here. So it took me a while to figure it out. I had to watch a video for from the introduction of the Zeekr Pilot. Here, as you can see, the seats actually are pretty comfortable. They are covered in leather, and they have a lot of adjustments, as you can see here. These also are ventilated, heated, as well as they have the massage functions for the front. But for the rear, it's only heated seats. And also they have some kind of adjustments, so you can adjust your the angle of your sitting. As you can see here, it's not much of a change, but just enough to make you more comfortable. So as you can see, the rear of the car here is very spacious actually. Let me hop inside just for a moment to show you guys how much space we have here. So in terms of the knee space actually is pretty good, but the famous thing, with this all EV cars, except for SUVs and like the 001, so you always have this empty space between your thigh and the seat. So that's actually the problem of sitting here. Just want to show you actually the panoramic roof and the split that we have here. This is actually a split here, so it comes from here from the B pillar, and then we have a split here, and then it's all glass all the way to the back of the car. In terms of headspace here, actually I'm 180 meters, so 1.8 meters, and I have few fingers left before I touch the panoramic roof here. The knee space here in the front is good, but I think for someone who is higher than 1.8 meter, I think they will struggle to sit in the back of this car. But if you're less than that, so you have no problem. Here at the back, so just want to show you. So you still have this armrest that pops out from from in the middle seat. And what we have here, actually, this is not a charging pad. This is just storage. So you have two sections for storage, and this is good. So you can rest your arm here without and you still have the cup holders here. This is very satisfying because they come like really slowly. Okay, so yeah, so the space in the back of this car is very generous, and in terms of quality is the same quality from the front brought to the back, except for the massage and the ventilated seats. Here so we have two air vents here. This is manually controlled, and also we have two Type-C charging ports. In terms of cargo space here, the trunk here, so I will show you in a minute. It's not the biggest. So this is 462 liters of cargo, and as you can see here in the in the back of the trunk, there is nothing. We have we can adjust actually we have a hidden section here down here, which is that's why including actually this 462 including this one. So we have the the tire repair kit, and this net to hold items here. But when we have a 12-volt socket here, but the problem will be this huge hump here, so to lift stuff from, and also the limit of fitting large stuff through the trunk. And also this car actually has a front storage, but it's very small, around 30 liters of storage, which I will show you in a minute. So basically what you can fit here,
maybe, you know, the tire repair kit, you can fit it here, or maybe, you know, my backpack, which is in the back, also you can fit it here. But this is only for small items. But it's good to have an extra space in the front, just in case. Right, so the first thing that I want to do is I want to test the charging speed on this car. So basically this car has the 800 volt, it's on the 800 volt, architecture, and should be able to charge very quickly. But also we have to remember this is the type of the battery is the LFP, so these cannot sustain, you know, charging a higher charging speed. Once it reaches, I think, maybe a 70 or maybe 75 above, it will slow down a lot compared to the one on the 001, which it can sustain that speed. The NMC batteries can sustain that speed to till I think 80 to 85%. They can always charge above 200 kilowatts of speed. Actually I forgot to mention this. You have interesting, this is like for your glasses. Instead of having it on the top here, they made it here, so you can put your glasses here. And it doesn't have a handle here. I think maybe it's changeable, so you can switch it, but it looks like it's fixed. All right, first thing, I will drive around. I'll show you around how the car drives, and then we will do the charging speed test. So just want to give you some feedback on driving around on this car. Actually, even being the base model, this car actually comes with a standard suspension, so no adaptive damping, no height adjustment, but it rides really well. Right now at low speed, we will test that when we go for the range test and see how it handles on at higher speed on a highway. But at low speed, it feels really comfortable, and it doesn't feel like a huge car like the 001, where you feel that the car is huge, is big. This one feels like a pretty normal car and easy to maneuver. We are on the way, so I'm driving to find a supercharger so we can test the charging speed on this car. Probably we're not gonna get the maximum speed because of the battery state of charge. Right now it's at 55%. So in order to get the cooling management system to get the battery to the right temperature, I think it's better I start. So once you use the GPS to a charging location, the system will prepare the battery for charging. So I will do that. Continue driving. Right, so I'm using the map the navigation to get the charger. Not that I don't know the way, but it's just so the system, the software would know, and it would prepare the battery for charging, so you can charge at maximum speed once we get there. Another thing that I forget to mention, as you can see here, actually the glove box here does not have, so the release of the glove box is here on the screen, and you just push it, and actually it's largely sized compared to other cars. So to experience the full charging speed of this car, I decided to use a dedicated Zeekr supercharger, which, as you can see here, this is dedicated for Zeekr, so this will give us the maximum charging speed. And since the battery, it's not that low, so it's currently at 53%. We will see what kind of speed we're gonna get from there. So just hooked the car into this Zeekr supercharger. As you can see here, let's see what kind of speeds we're getting here. So from my phone right away, I can see that the car is charging actually at 185 kilowatt speed. One moment so I can show you. So as you can see here, the speed right now is at 180, and it's already at 55%, starting from 53. So I'm gonna try and charge till 85 and see how long it's gonna take. We should see the time here.
on the app here. Otherwise, we can just compare it. So the time now is 14:25, and we'll see how long it will take to charge to 85%. So 2 minutes into the charging process, and as you can see, we went from 53 to 63%. That's 10% of charging in 2 minutes. As I mentioned earlier, these cars, this type of batteries cannot hold the charge, the high, charge speed for a long time. So as you can see here, right now it's down to 160 kilowatts of speed from 180 straight away, like after 60%. All right, so it's already at 65, so probably gonna get to 80% pretty quick. We'll see how long it's gonna take. It's 14:28, the time here at the corner, so it's been 3 minutes already. 5 minutes into the charging process. As you can see, it's 14:30 right now, so 5 minutes, and it's up to 73% so that's 20% of extra battery charge that we got. And as you can see, the speed start to drop to 145 kilowatts of charging speed. 9 minutes into the charging process, and we are at 80%. So we went from 53 to 80% in about 9 minutes. And the charging speed is still it just dropped literally just now dropped to 100 kilowatts. It's going up back to 120. So actually, even after, because this is a Zeekr charger, so it charges better than the regular superchargers outside, because this is a dedicated charger. So it's still holding actually 120 kilowatt charging speed, even above 80%. So we're at 81%. Probably charge to 85, and I will stop the charging process. So just for reference, you can check the other video I did on the Zeekr 001, and using this same Zeekr dedicated supercharger, the speed, actually the maximum speed that I got was 320 kilowatts of charging speed. And I went from 15%, I think, to 90% in about 20 minutes, which is pretty quick. This car, I think, because it's running on the same 800 volt architecture platform, so it should be able to charge really fast. If we follow the time here, it's showing because the battery actually shows you can limit the battery to charge only to 95%, and the time for that is 15 minutes. So here the speed dropped to 70 kilowatts of charging, and we are at 84%. So pretty quick, to be honest. And so we add 30%, actually more than 30% in about 10 minutes. So I just stopped the charging process. We're at 85%. So we went from 53% to 85% in about 11 to 12 minutes. So which is actually pretty quick. So these cars can charge really fast when you're using a dedicated supercharger. All right, so the next step on this part of the video is the acceleration test, and then we will leave the rest to the next video for the range test. So for the range test, I will leave a link on the corner here. So if you want to go straight away watch that one, I will leave a link so you can watch it directly. But if you're interested on seeing how fast this car can go from 0 to 60, stay tuned and watch the video till the end. Right, now it's time to do the acceleration test, 0 to 100. So this being the rear wheel drive, the official time is 5.4 seconds. So let's put that into test and see how fast this car can go from 0 to 100. Just remember, this is the rear wheel drive version, so 320 kilowatts of power, about 420 horsepower.
100 kilometers.
All right, so there you have it. The acceleration test was 5.14 seconds.
Right, so after all these tests, before actually we go to the range test, I want to give you, my opinion on the car. So I forgot actually to mention the price of this car. So for the base model with the rear-wheel drive with a 75 kilowatt-hour battery, this sold here in mainland China for about $30,000 US. So for the, this is a very comfortable car to drive, very spacious. And it comes with a lot of tech, so you get a lot of stuff on the go, so you don't have to pay extra. You have this heads-up display, 15-inch central screen, and you have the autonomous driving. This is all included, like massage seats, ventilated seats. All these are standards there, so you don't have to pay for any of these. For this price range, I think this is a pretty, a very affordable car. This is pretty good, a good car to drive for daily. And, we will see how efficient it is, and if you can use it as, can drive this for long distances. But, based on the battery size and the efficiency numbers from the manufacturers, this probably can do at least, so the CLTC range on this one is 688 kilometers. Real world, I will say maybe around 450, 460 kilometers of real world range, which is not bad actually. So you can travel around in this car. All right, so this will be the end of the first part of the video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. If you're interested on what we do on the channel, subscribe and leave a comment. And if you're interested on the range test, watch the next video, and I will leave a link here.